is there still that little bit of like chip on your shoulder when it comes to Atlanta, man? Like I remember, the South got something to say. I remember Andre 3000 saying, the Source Awards rant in New York City and all that type of stuff. Like I feel like anytime we talk to any Atlanta artists, there's still that sort of like chip on your shoulder about being like where hip hop truly lives.
Yeah, because I think that, like I said, it's kind of like this movie though. It's like this documentary. Let me say, it's kind of like that because it's ultimately like, if you think about Atlanta, like Atlanta's had a run in the music business for 25 years that we talk about, right?
Yeah.
But we only had one movie that's ever been made about Atlanta, ATL. That's the only movie, right? So it's a lot of things that's happened in this period of time that people don't really, like, we don't get credit for the way other people get credit for things that they've done, right? I was just telling, like I said, I was having a conversation with them. Like, I'm the person who started young niggas rapping. You was young person rapping. It didn't exist till I put out Crisscross. And then it still didn't exist until I brought out Bow Wow. The Bow Wow came out, then Chris Brown came out, then Romeo came out, then B2K came out. Like, I created YN's rapping. If you a YN, I'm the person.
The original YN. But see, that's what people need to hear.
Yeah.
But for the most part, man, nobody, I don't know. I be feeling like, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't be sitting around like, yo, why y'all niggas don't say that? But I'm saying, I don't think people really understand, like, before I did it, it was not happening.
It's just always interesting to hear, like, Atlanta stalwarts still have that chip on their shoulder about Atlanta, despite the dominance that it's been for at the minimum the last 2 decades.
I mean, but you gotta understand, we was also, that's like somebody telling Melo, nigga, you can't play basketball. Y'all country ass niggas don't know how to this how people was talking to me like this. Like niggas was like, nigga, JD, y'all country as fuck. Niggas in the South don't rap. Y'all can't do, you know what I mean? So I gotta go make a song with Jay-Z so you niggas can stop. You know what I mean? Like you have that's what we was doing. Like, you know what I mean? So
I told you one time, I was like, yo, you spitting on that motherfucker in Vegas, remember? I was like, yo, you spitting on that, man.
So that was the story behind Money Ain't a Thing. You were just hearing people saying
I mean, but that was the story about me. That's why I wanted to do it. Like I tell people all the time, when I did my album, I had songs with Mariah, I had songs with DMX, I had songs with all of these Art Mace. But I wanted my first single to be with Jay-Z. At the time when I wanted that single to come out, Jay-Z hadn't popped the way people know Jay-Z now. Right? So, Jay-Z had Hard Knock Life. I mean, he didn't even have Hard Knock Life yet. Right? He had the first album, Reasonable Doubt album, right? Okay. And he had freestyles and he was a rapper. Like he was the like most prominent New York rapper. You saw where he was going, right? If you was paying attention to the Clue mixtapes and all of this. So me saying, I want my first single to be with this guy, the Suits at Columbia was like, who the fuck is, what are you doing?
Jay-Z?
We trying to spend this money and you talking about why don't you put this single out with Mariah? This will go straight to the top, blah, 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 right? That was a conversation. And they didn't understand what it was. I was just like, I'm from Atlanta. Like, we are looked at like we don't know what hip hop is. We looked at like we country. We looked at whatever. This is what I want to do. And this is actually who I am. It's not like I'm making this up. This is how I came up. I was raised on the Fresh Prince. You know what I'm saying? I was taught how to DJ by Jam Master Jay. I was like, this is actually who I am. So it was just, I feel like that's what it is. And I know like Tip talk about that all the time. Like when we was just working, Tip was talking about how people thought the South, like I said, lyrically, it wasn't no lyricists from the South like that. That's why I think like Killer Mike, when he won them 3 Grammys, like the conversation is like you got a chip on your shoulder because, like I said, if you came in the time I came, niggas actually was like literally saying wow shit out their mouth to me. Like you niggas is country as fuck.
But John, you was making big moves, doing big things. You took a small group, turned to big name.
All right.
You know what I mean? Talking shit.
Talk that talk.
Talking shit. You know what I mean?
I will say to that, like that song, Money Ain't a Thing. We gonna go to the other segment, but Money Ain't a Thing.
like a lot of people don't realize what you just said. That Jay had a whole nother narrative leading up into that. He wasn't the Jay who we know today. He had a whole nother narrative. His style of rapping, his style, the way he was, his finesse, the way his savviness in the booth, it brought something different. For you to give him that Southern, I don't want to say swag, you gave him something from the South. The fact that you made him feel super comfortable, because he was already talking about money. He was already talking about boats and Cristal on the yachts and why he's so and all of that.
This is the flossy era too.
It's the flossy era. So when you looking at Jay for my first single, I'm like, I gotta give Jay something that he's just gonna go crazy with. Money ain't a thing. Jay, money ain't a thing to you right now. You got one album right. You got and mind you, Reasonable Doubt wasn't popping like that. That was an underground album.
It was a cultural.
In the South. What I'm saying, it was an underground, considered an underground album in a sense. It was a heavy album, but it was only certain people listening to the Reasonable Doubt.
But see, like to that point, like you already had your fame, you already doing it, so you already had that. You put the work in, and for him to like project that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all kind of, you know what I mean?
Right there, you know what I'm saying? Money ain't a thing.
It's like, yo, he saying what you had. It's like, yo, I'm going to get that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I mean, listen, it's crazy you say that. Like, that's what I'm saying. I was looking at him like, I don't have what he got.
You don't have the street
You know what I'm saying? I ain't had the streets like that. And like I said, I wanted a record in New York. I wanted to have a song playing in New York so bad. Because when I first, like my first group, I took the vinyl to see Chuck Chill Out and Red Alert.
Chuck Chill Out.
Just like...
That's just thought out, man.
Like they was looking at me like, JD, you know, we like you, little guy. You know, we love you as our homie, but get this bullshit out.
That record?
Really?
No. My first record.
I was gonna say.
And that stuck with me forever. Like, just like, because, you know, like, it was almost like New York was like, you had to impress.
There was a little bit of elitism to it. There's a little bit of elitism to it in New York.
but I'm saying New York was the mecca of hip hop. Like, if you was gonna break in,
you had to break New York.
You got to break New York. If you gonna get on the radio in New York, it don't ever feel official.
Yeah.
Right? And that was what my career felt like. I mean, even though I had Jump and Crisscross was everywhere.
Yeah.
But it still didn't feel like people was looking at me like one, like I could do it again. And then two, like a different type of love that you get when you got a hip hop record in New York. It's just a different type of love.
You went from Jump to Money Ain't a Thing.
The making of that song, was it like, did you do the writing? Did he do the writing? Did he write the whole thing? Did y'all, like, how did the actual
so
how did Money Ain't a Thing become the
So the idea of Money Ain't a Thing actually came from, well, it started, I came here to New York and we did this photo shoot. Like, it was a great day in hip hop in Harlem. Right? It was a photo shoot with all the rappers, right?
That was the old Harlem Renaissance picture.
Harlem Renaissance. So we did this picture, the photo, but on my way to do the picture, I was listening to a Clue tape, and the Clue mixtape, Jay-Z took my cadence from the Drew Hill Sleeping in My Bed remix. Right?
Shout out to B-Mo.
And he was like, y'all want something, I'm gonna make you something. He basically was taking what I was doing and made it his own.
Us?
And you know what I'm talking about, right?
Y'all want to floss with us?
So I'm like, wait a minute.
There's something there.
Oh, he know me, right? Because I'm thinking like, I'm still like young guy. I'm thinking like, oh, these rappers that's deep down in this rap world in New York, they don't fuck with what I'm doing because I got Crisscross, I got Escape. You know what I mean? I got the Brat. It's looking like what I'm doing is up here, and this underground rap level is like, you know, that ain't where I'm surfacing at. So I heard him do that on the Clue tape. And by the way, I'm listening to the Clue tape saying the same thing. I'm like, man, I got to get me a song on this goddamn Clue tape. It just felt like you wasn't in rap if you ain't had no song on the Clue tape, right? So I'm listening to Clue tape. I'm listening to how the tape is made, but then I hear Jay-Z doing something that I did. And I'm like, oh, and now he following what I did. I'm like, I'm going to see this nigga. So as soon as I got out there to the thing, I bumped into him. I'm like, yo, we need to do a record. And he's like, give me a number. And we start exchanging numbers. I'm like, yo, I'm bring you to Atlanta. We're going to do it. So I didn't think it was going to go down, right? But I kept calling him, trying to figure it out. And then he said, I'm coming. He came to Atlanta. I picked up, I was going to the airport, pick him up. On my way to the airport, I started trying to prepare myself for the session. So I put in Can't Knock the Hustle, right? And I'm in a Continental tee, right? And I'm driving. I'm late, so I'm swerving through lanes. I'm trying to get there really, really fast. And I start hearing the lyrics, and the lyrics sound like it's talking about exactly what I'm doing. You know what I mean? On the highway, switching 4 lanes, screaming through the sunroof, money and a thing. I'm like, what? He's talking about me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and then in the line before that, he say, I'm deep in the South, kicking up top game. And I'm like, why did he say the South? Oh, this is what we gonna, you know what I mean? So I'm like, that little piece. If he would have never said the South, I probably wouldn't even pay no attention to that part. But him saying deep in the South,
spitting up top game.
So I start thinking about like, oh, this is it right here. He deep in the South right now. This is what's happening. I'm picking him up, and I'm driving my car like the record is talking, right? So as soon as he get in the car, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna sample this part. This is what the song gonna be. And he was like, all right. And he got quiet, and we rode to my house. And in that period of time when he got quiet, we kept listening to Can't Knock the Hustle all the way to my house. But in that period of time when he got quiet, he wrote his rap, and I ain't realized that that's what he was doing. He didn't hit a beat yet. He didn't know what the beat was going to be about, but he wrote his rap based off me saying, this is what I wanted to do, right? So he knew the song was called Money and a Thing. That was automatic because he said it, right? Screaming through the sunroof, money and a thing. So we got in there, and yeah, he started with the Y'all Wanna Rock With Us? Because all across the world we turned. He had those parts. I played the beat, and he started going with it. And then me saying I don't like it if it don't bling bling. That's like me saying that actually to him. Like I said that. Like that's who I am. Nigga, I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't like it. That shit don't bling bling.
Like, so we just start talking back and forth. Like let's have this. Like let's do it. Like we talking back and forth. And it just went like that.
Man, that's one of my favorite.
And usually the greatest, usually the best songs and the
time.
best moments and the best experiences.
That is one of the best songs.
And the hits come from experiences.
Yeah, incredible conversation.
Yeah, that's a fact.